This article is titled, "Why Don't Physicians Adhere to Guideline Recommendations in Practice?" An analysis of barriers among Dutch general practitioners, and was authored by Gert Westert, Judith Schaik-Zegers-Van, Marjolein Luchtenberg, and Jarko Bergers.
To improve adherence to guidelines, an analysis of barriers to implementation is advocated. Because different recommendations within a guideline can have different barriers, in this study we focus on key recommendations rather than guidelines as a whole, and explore the barriers to implementation perceived by Dutch GPS. Methods. A qualitative study using 6 focus groups was conducted, in which 30 GPS participated, with an average of 7 per session. In each focus group, barriers to the implementation of the key recommendations of 2 clinical practice guidelines were discussed. The barriers varied largely within guidelines, with each key recommendation having a unique pattern of barriers. The most perceived barriers were lack of agreement with the recommendations due to lack of applicability or lack of evidence, environmental factors such as organizational constraints, lack of knowledge regarding the guideline recommendations, and guideline factors such as unclear or ambiguous guideline recommendations. As the barriers largely differ within guidelines, tailored and barrier-driven implementation strategies focusing on key recommendations are needed to improve adherence in practice. Guidelines should be more transparent concerning the underlying evidence and applicability, and further efforts are needed to address complex issues such as comorbidity in guidelines.
We are article.tv. Links in the description below.